There are two primary ways of making chord connections with four-part harmony. The method you select is determined by the style of music you're writing and the sound you want. For our purposes, I'm showing you three different types of four-part voicings and the kind of voice leading you use with each. Working with the chart below, we're reading left to right. The first use is as a single section with the melody voiced down. This means a vocal section, a brass choir, or a section within a larger ensemble. It can also be a string section alone. You can write in either close or spread harmony or a mixture of the two types. And the voice leading is either the law of the nearest way or the method of avoiding parallel fifths in octaves, which is a contrapuntal approach. Let's see this in action. Here's our example from the last lecture. This is a single section with the theme in the soprano. You could take this arrangement and score it for strings, brass, woodwinds, or a combination winds and brass. Without thinking about it, I can come up with about 10 to 15 ways to score this. Here we have a Bach chorale written specifically for four voices, which is another example of a single section. Look carefully, and you'll see some of the voicings I showed you in the last lecture. The style for this time period was to avoid parallel fifths and octaves, and that would be a contrapuntal style. Another example of a sectional approach is this four-part trombone voicing by Jerry Goldsmith. It's from the First Night score. The theme is voiced down in four-part harmony. These voicings should be recognizable to you. They are not written with parallel fifths and octaves in mind. Now let's look at these trombone parts in light of the harmonic overtone series. The first chord is an F, voiced root, fifth, third, fifth. Now look at the chords below following the harmonic overtone series. The gray dots are the tones in the trombone parts. So in this very first chord, you can see how Jerry Goldsmith followed the overtone series, but not slavishly. The next chord is a G triad with the root doubled. The chord voicing is root, fifth, root, third. So now we have two typical four-part voicings, root, fifth, third, fifth, and root, fifth, root, third. Both voicings come out of the harmonic overtone series. The third chord is the A with the root doubled. Look at the A harmonic overtone series and you see that the placement of the C sharp in this chord does not follow the overtone series. So again, the harmonic overtone series is a guide for voicings, not to be followed slavishly like a set of laws. Finally, the minor triad is a root, fifth, root, third. Voice movement follows the law of the nearest way. If you don't read music, please see the MIDI file labeled overtone series and import it into your sequencer to see this in Piano Roll Edit. Next up is a pad. It can be close or spread harmony. It moves by the law of the nearest way, although if you like the sound, you could avoid parallel fifths and octaves and voice it contrapuntally. This is a very simple string pad written by Jerry Goldsmith for the First Night score. It's built on divisi, violas, and cellos. The dynamic is piano. Above it in the high register, per the spectratone chart, is a solo flute. By comparison, the strings are in the low to lower middle register, where you often find them for a pad. Notice that the pad voicing follows the harmonic overtone series since it's voiced root, fifth, root, third. Finally, we come to our keyboard voicings. We want a close four-part voicing to make the techniques work that I'm going to be showing in Lecture 11. These parts nearly always fall in the upper middle register with the lowest tone in the lower middle register. The melody line most often will be above it. Here is a simple chord progression I created. The top 3 voices can easily be played with the right hand and the bottom voice with the left hand. There's a MIDI file for this labeled Keyboard 1. Now take a listen. Now here's another chord progression I created following the same principles. The top 3 voices can easily be played with the right hand and the bottom voice with the left hand. Take a listen. Apply these concepts to one or more of your songs. For example, take one of your songs and voice the melody down in 4-part harmony with the melody in the soprano line. Then do another example where the melody is played in the upper register by a woodwind instrument. Have the strings playing a supporting pad underneath, following the harmonic overtone series as shown here. And to your success.